On the 3rd of May 2023, Go First surprised its flyers by cancelling all its flights. While the flyers moved on, its lenders have been living between hope and despair since then. Several potential buyers, including Naveen Jindal, have withdrawn their bid in the last 8 months. Jindal Power was the only company whose expression of interest to take over Go First was accepted by the Committee of Creditors. After the acceptance of the expression of interest, which gave Jindal Power access to the airline's crucial data containing liabilities, route profile, etc., the company decided against pursuing the deal. SpiceJet too had shown interest in the Wadia Group promoted company in December last year, with an aim to establish a robust airline, potentially through a combined entity. But it wasn't followed through. And now, SpiceJet promoter Ajay Singh has thrown his hat in the ring. Two other entities, Sharjah-based aviation company SkyOne and BusyBee, too have expressed interest. They have submitted a bank guarantee of Rs 5 crore along with a formal expression of interest. After this, the creditors are reportedly planning to move NCLT to extend the insolvency process by another 60 days. The tribunal has the authority to extend the resolution time frame to a maximum of 330 days. But what after this? Can Ajay Singh, who took over SpiceJet in 2014 when it was on the verge of shutting down and turned its fortunes around, revive Go First? Back then, Singh had settled dues of about Rs 2,200 crore and turned SpiceJet into India's second largest airline. But he couldn't pull out SpiceJet from the pandemic blues. A global ban on Boeing MAX aircraft that SpiceJet owned also added to the woes. The airline has been accumulating losses since then. The budget air carrier's losses have increased fivefold from Rs 316 crore in FY19 to Rs 1,503 crores in FY23. So why is Ajay Singh, the man at the helm of a cash-strapped SpiceJet, eyeing Go First?
I think Ajay Singh would be in the best position to answer because they haven't put in public domain as to what makes SpiceJet bid for Go First when SpiceJet itself has been struggling for funds, number one. Number two, as at loggerheads with the aircraft lessors themselves. What is there in Go First that one can really get at this stage? Most of the employees who matter, pilots, cabin crew, have quit the company. The aircraft is under litigation by lessors who have not been paid their dues for quite some time. So what is it in Go First that SpiceJet wants to get? It's a simple case of maths that two weak airlines cannot make a strong airline. And the public perception of SpiceJet has gone down dramatically from the time when it commanded 14-15% of the domestic market share to now when it commands only 5% market share. What is it trying to do or get from Go First? It defies logic and we do not know about it, nor can we hazard a guess about it.
However, some aviation experts believe that Singh might be eyeing Go First as a strategic move to bolster SpiceJet's position in the market. SpiceJet has a fleet of 91 aircraft. So will the acquisition of Go First provide SpiceJet access to a larger market share, a more extensive fleet, and routes that complement its existing network?
Typically, when airlines take over another airline, it's either to achieve scale in operations, but in here the challenge is that none of the aircrafts are owned by Coair. The aircraft have been on ground for a long time. The engines are not on the aircraft. The engines are in the shop, and those engines would still need to undergo maintenance. The aircraft will need to undergo maintenance before return to service. It's a different aircraft type completely from SpiceJet. So there is no scale benefit that is going to come from such kind of a transaction. They are operating within the same market, which is the Indian domestic market. International routes, yeah, both of them have the same kind of eligibility in terms of international sectors. So yeah, I mean, it does not make any logical sense for such a transaction. All the more it raises questions because I mean, SpiceJet also owes money to a lot of lessors and vendors, and there is going to be a question. I mean, if this thing really goes forward, that if the capital is available, these are the vendors who would want to be paid first, rather than that money going into an takeovers.
Clearly, challenges loom large on the horizon. Go First too has a huge debt. It owes creditors more than Rs 6,200 crores. Major lenders include Central Bank of India, Bank of Baroda, and IDBI with Rs 1,934 crore, Rs 1,744 crore, and Rs 75 crore of admitted claims.
SpiceJet did announce that they are having equity infusion, strategic investments, but it would uh, I mean, typically I'm not sure whether any board would approve, or the investors would approve that capital to go towards an M&A activity, rather than going into restructuring the airline itself and bringing it better out. So I think he just needs to focus on getting Spice back on track first.
And if at all this acquisition really happens, will it help both these airlines overcome their individual challenges?
If they do acquire Go First, lenders agree to it. Question is, at what value? Does SpiceJet or Ajay Singh as a promoter have the resources to pay for it? Let it not be a repetition of Jet Airways. NCLT gave it to a new promoter. Lenders came in and said, look, you need to first put in this amount of money. After they put that money, some more money to be put in, and Jet Airways is still not airborne. Now, are we going to look at another repetition?
Ajay Singh has been known as a turnaround master in India's aviation industry. But right now, most experts believe that it's SpiceJet which needs his full attention. At the same time, Indian skies, which are staring at a duopoly, clearly need new players, which will benefit flyers.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
He's making plans for an early retirement. Business Standard.